All right, Madison. What I'm noticing is your angles and the way you're drawing your triangles. You're actually using the original or the vector, like the previous vector, for when you're finding your other answers. So, getting to the question, and that way I have it here. Okay, it says the sailboat is heading east 35 degrees east of north, 7.2 knots. So as you're looking at this, you're going to recognize, just change this. Okay, and put in a red color. So what I notice is your vector here, this should be completely north. That's pretty thin. Let me thicken that if I can. There we go. Okay. So you should be north there. And so your angle here of 35 degrees east of north is good. So that one was good. And you went all the way to 7.2. However, this is the one where you're got some problems. This one's supposed to be 25 degrees south of east. So east is actually right here. And so you had it up here because you were thinking that it was going to be based off of the vector from before. So 25 degrees, that would be where the 25 is actually located. And so then as you come down this way, that is going to be, what is it, 1.2 knots at that angle. And so then we're looking for magnitude and direction. I would say because it's 1.2, I would actually, hold on, I'm having some issues. Let's see if that does it. There we go. Okay. That would actually, since it's only 1.2, I would probably only take it to maybe about like here. And so I would ignore the rest of this here. So your vectors, you'd have this one coming out to here, and then that one going to there. And so then your resultant vector would go from start to finish about right there. So you labeled this angle as A, and this angle as B, and that angle as C, because you want to go from A to B. C is going to be in the middle. That's the angle you need to know, and that's going to be the angle right inside here. So as you're looking at this, I can see that you were saying you want to do alternating interior angles. If this is 35 here, let me change my color so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. There we go, green color works. Okay, so if you're saying that this is your angle you would want to look at there, then what I would do is draw a dotted line there, and that same angle of 35 degrees is located right here, okay? Which means that that part's 35, but this part is unknown. And since this is 25, then this is actually going to be 65 in here. So let me draw like a little more to scale down here. That's why I figured I would use what you had here. So I'm going to change my colors. So my first vector is 35 degrees. And 35 degrees, 7.2 puts me about right there. Okay, and then my next vector is 25 degrees south of east, which would be about right there, and 1.2. So you can see how mine looks slightly different than what you have, and then my resultant vector would go from start to finish. Okay, and so then when I start putting in the rest of these angles, let's see, shrink down my size a little bit. Okay, then I knew that this was my 35. And I would draw a dotted line down here, and that would make that also 35. And this was my C, this is my A, this is my B, and I knew that this angle right here was 25, which if that's 25, this right here is a 90-degree angle, so that makes this the 65. And then together, 65 and 35 gives you 100 degrees. Okay, so that's how I would find that angle there. So you can use the alternating interior angles, that's the green here, and so therefore that's why that's 35, so therefore that's 35, and so then you could get the 65. The other way you could do this if you wanted is you could have extended this triangle all the way up, and then if that's 35 over here, then that would make this, adding up to 90 degrees, 55 right there. So that's where you were trying to get that 55-degree angle, but it's not the whole thing there. So if this is 55, then I knew this was 25, then I could find that this is 100 in between, because 55 and 25 adds up to 80. And so then I would add 80 plus whatever's left inside here, which would be my 100. So that's how I would do my angles.